tight again, placing those same kisses on my brow, sweeter than ever now. Lord, I remember how couldn't get enough of kissing. Do you know how much I'm missing? No, you don't, but I do. Days like a slow train trickle by, even the words that I write refuse to fly. All that I can hear is your song haunting me. Can't get the melody out of my head, you see. Distractions I've been using. Do you know how much I'm losing? No, you don't, but I do. But I do. And I wonder if I'm past the point of rescue. There's no word from you at all, the best that you can do. I didn't mean to push or shove you. Do you know how much I love you? No, you don't, but I do. Last night I dreamed you were back again, larger than life again, holding me tight again, placing those same kisses on my brow, sweeter than ever now. Lord, I remember how couldn't get enough of kissing. Do you know how much I'm missing? No, you don't, but I do. But I do. And I wonder if I'm past the point of rescue. There's no word from you at all, the best that you can do. I never meant to push or shove you. Do you know how much I love you? No, you don't, but I do. No, you don't, but I do. Oh, no, you don't, but I do.
Quiet now, ladies and gents. Ladies and gents, Charlie for a song here now. Give him a round of applause. Come on, Charlie.
There was chicken and ham, tomato and spam, the caterers buttered all night. There were savoury rolls and salad and bowls, mountains of sandwiches, oh what a sight, with a bang and a flash. The rally went past, nobody stayed for the feast. The day the Rotman Circuit of Ireland rally hit Dunmore East. There was joy unconcealed when Rotmans revealed they were bringing the rally to town. All the cars and the vans and the thousands of fans with a fortune to spend as they followed them round. A bonanza for all was the tourist board's call. In Dunmore we were clicking our heels. Such anticipation, the whole population prepared for the screeching of wheels. There was chicken and ham, tomato and spam, the caterers buttered all night. There were savoury rolls and salad and bowls, mountains of sandwiches, oh what a sight, with a bang and a flash. The rally went past, nobody stayed for the feast. The day the Rotman Circuit of Ireland rally hit Dunmore East. Well, the pubs opened up at the dawn of the day. The wine was all ready to flow. There was legions of bar persons manning the pumps, but oh dearie me, no one wanted to know. In Waterford City the pubs were packed out, you couldn't be heard for the din. There was pouncers in Waterford throwing drunks out. In Dunmore we were throwing them in. There was chicken and ham, tomato and spam, the caterers buttered all night. There were savoury rolls and salad and bowls, mountains of sandwiches, oh what a sight, with a bang and a flash. The rally went past, nobody stayed for the feast. The day the Rotman Circuit of Ireland rally hit Dunmore East. And when it was over, the inquest was held, and Brussels contacted and told of Dunmore's intention to seek intervention for sandwiches, salad and seafood unsold. In emergency session, commissioners met, the community deep in the red. With a milk and wine lake they regret they can't take Dunmore surplus mountain of bread. There was chicken and ham, tomato and spam, the caterers buttered all night. There was savoury rolls and salad and bowls, mountains of sandwiches, oh what a sight, with a bang and a flash. The rally went past, nobody stayed for the feast. The day the Rotman Circuit of Ireland rally hit on Boris.
I have travelled far through this great land, all its beauty I have seen. From Killarney's lakes and mountains, with their 40 shades of green. From Glendalough to County Clare, to the islands far beyond, their beauty it could ne'er compare with the village of Cheek Point. Cheek Point, you are so beautiful, from the grove down to the quay, from the Russian side to Fairyland, down to the Rookery, where the rivers far go sure and north, their walls are all joined, and the Minnow casts its shadow on the village of Cheap Point. As I grew up some years ago, my days were filled with fun, swimming down at Ryan's Quay in the golden summer sun, as the fishermen in their little boats drifted gently with the tide. From the rock to noon they set their nets across the river wide. Memories of the reading room come flooding back to me, where we sang and danced our nights away as happy as could be. Games of hurling on the green, where the slither flew so fast, and the crossroads on a Sunday morn, where we played pitch and toss. Cheap Point, you are so beautiful, from the grove down to the quay, from the Russian side to Ferrymount, down to the Rookery, where the rivers Barrow, Shore and North, their waters are all joined, and the Minnow casts its shadow on the village of Cheap Point. Now the people of this lovely spot have travelled far and wide. They've made their homes in many lands far from the Russian side. Their greatest wish is to return again to the village where they were born, to look over at the Barrow Bridge and know they're back home in Cheap Point. Cheap Point, you are so beautiful, from the grove down to the quay, from the Russian side to Ferrymount, down to the Rookery, where the rivers Barrow, Shore and North, their waters are all joined, and the Minnow casts its shadow on the village of Cheap Point, where the rivers Barrow, Shore and North, their waters are all joined, and the Minnow casts its shadow on the village of Cheap Point.
At the foot of Mount Leinster, are some silent place by the streams of Bunclody, where all pleasures do meet, and all that I ask is one kiss from you, sweet. Oh, the streams of Bunclody I am longing to be drinking strong liquor in the height of my cheer. Here's a health to Bon Claudie and the lass I loved dear. Oh, the cuckoo, she's a pretty bird. She sings as she flies. She brings us good tidings and tells us no lies. She stalks the young bird's egg for to make her voice clear, and the more she cries cuckoo, the summer is near. Oh, 'tis why my love left me, as you may understand. For she has a freehold, and I have no land. She has great store of riches and a large sum of gold, and everything fitting a house to uphold. Fare thee well, my dearest father and mother, adieu. My sister and brother, farewell unto you. I am bound for America, my fortune to try. When I think of Bon Claudie, now I'm ready to die.
Excuse me now, ladies and gents. A song here from Frankie Carney.
The sun is sinking o'er the westward. The fleet is leaving Dingle shores. I see the men pull on the curraghs as they mark the fishing grounds near Skellig Moor. All through the night men toil until the daybreak, while at home their wives and sweethearts kneel and pray that God will guide them and protect them and send them safely back to Dingle Bay. I see the fair isle of Valentia. I mind the waves around Loch Lane. The gannet swinging wild abandon above the silver shoals that come their way. I also see a ship on the horizon. She is sailing to a country far away. On board the exiles feeling lonely as they bid their fond farewell to Dingle Bay. Now years have passed since I've been homeward, as time has left me old and grey. I sit and muse about my childhood and the happy hours I spent at Dingle Bay. In memory too I see the hill of Brandon, and the Isle of Inishmore seems far away. I'm always dreaming of my homeland and that little spot I left at Dingle Bay.
Have you heard of Phil the fluter from the town of Ballymuck? The times are going hard with him, in fact the man was broke, so he just sent out a notice to his neighbours one and all as to how he'd like their company that evening after ball. When writing out he was careful to suggest to them that if they found they had to risk convenient to the tour, the more they put in whenever he requested them, the better would the music be for battering the flute. With the toot on the flute and the twiddle on the fiddle, oh, hopping in the middle like a herding on the griddle, oh, up, down, hands around and crossing through the wall. Oh, hadn't we the gaiety, it filled the fluter's ball. There was Mr. Dennis Doherty, who kept the running dog, little cook Paddy from the Tirrhelock bog, boys from every barony and girls from every art, and the beautiful Miss Brady's in their private and car. And along with them came bouncing Mrs. Cafferty. Little Nicky Mulligan was also to the fore. Rose, Suzanne and Margaret O'Rafferty, the flower of Armagully and the pride of Petravore. With the toot on the flute and the twiddle on the fiddle, oh, hopping in the middle like a herding on the griddle, oh, up, down, hands around and crossing to the wall. Oh, hadn't we the gaiety, it filled the fluter's ball. First little Mickey Mulligan gets up to show them how, and then the witty Cafferty gets out and makes her bow. I could dance you off your feet, says she, as sure as you were born, if you'll only make the piper play the hare was in the corn. So Phil plays up to the best of his ability. The ladies and the gentlemen begin to do the share. Faith then, Mick, it's you that has agility. Begorra, Mrs. Cafferty, you're lepping like a hare. With the toot on the flute and the twiddle on the fiddle, oh, hopping in the middle like a herding on the griddle, oh, up, down, hands around and crossing to the wall. Oh, hadn't we the gaiety, it filled the fluter's ball. Fill the flute or tip the wink to little crooked Pat. I think it's nearly time, says he, for passing round the hat. So Paddy passed the cobby round and looking mighty cute, says you've got to pay the piper when me tutors on the flute. Then all joined in with the greatest joviality, covering the buckle and the shuffle and the cut. Jigs were danced of the very finest quality, but the widget bet the company at handling the flute, with the toot on the flute and the twiddle on the fiddle, hopping in the middle like a herding on the griddle, up, down, hands around and crossing to the wall. Oh, hadn't we the gaiety at fill the fluter's ball?
Far from the hills of Kilmacombe, a stranger here I roam. Far from that old enchanting scene that surrounds my dear old home. My eyes that day they filled with tears as I parted from the shore, as I watched my last setting sun o'er my native home, Dunmore. Beneath the old church steeple are some who I loved here on earth, while I must go roam among strangers, far away from the land of my birth. But today my last look I'm taking, of you I may see no more. May heaven bright eyes ever shine on my home, my birthplace, Dunmore. Just to hear once more those kittywigs cry all along our storeham wall, or to see again the new sunrise coming up over Loftus Hall. Those memories that I hold dear, I will cherish forevermore. My thoughts be with you today, my native home, Dunmore. Beneath this southern burning sun, I'm toiling hard by day, and thinking of the days that I spent at home in sweet Gillea. At home in dear old Ireland, by Barrow, Sure and Nore, and last not least, that dear old spot, my native home, Dunmore. Now going home at evening time, my weary bones to rest, as I watch that Californian sun as it sinks into the west. Though diamonds now may slew my path all along this foreign shore, sure I rue that day that I sailed away from my native home, Dunmore.
For time, it is a precious thing, and time brings all things to my mind. Time with all its labor, along with all its joy. Time brings all things to my mind. Once she had a bunch of time. She thought it never would decay, but then came a lusty sailor who chanced to pass her way. He stole her bunch of time away. The sailor gave to her a rose that never would decay. He gave it to her to keep her reminded of when
So come all you maidens young and fair, all you that are blooming in your prime, always beware and keep your garden fair. Let no man steal away your time, for time it is a precious thing, and time brings all things to my mind. Time with all its flavor, along with all its joy. Time brings all things to an end.
Oh, Father dear, I oft time hear you speak of Erin's Isle, her lofty scenes, her valleys green, her mountains rude and wild. They say it is a lovely land wherein a prince might dwell. Then why did you abandon it? The reason to me tell. My son, I loved my native land with energy and pride, till the blight came over all my crops, my sheep, my cattle died. My rent and taxes were to pay, I could not them redeem, and thus may by the reason why I left old Skibbereen. Right well do I remember that bleak December day, when the sheriff and the landlord came to drive us all away. They set the thatch a-blazing with their cursed foreign spleen, and that's another reason why I left old Skibbereen. Your mother too, God rest her soul, lay on the snowy ground. She fainted in her anguish, seen the desolation round. She never rose but passed away from life to a mortal dream, and found a quiet and lonely grave in dear old Skibbereen. But you were only 2 years old, and feeble was your frame. I couldn't leave you with my friends, you bore your father's name. I wrapped you in a coat of mail in the dead of night unseen. I heaved a sigh and bade goodbye to dear old Skibbereen. But Father Day, the day will come when in answer to the call, when brave men with feelings stern will rally one and all. I'll be the man to lead the van beneath that flag of green, when loud and high we'll raise the cry, revenge for Skibbereen.
Last Saturday night I got married. Me and me wife settled down. Now me and me wife we have parted. I'm gonna take another stroll around town. Irene, good night, Irene. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dream. Stop your rambling, stop your gambling. Stop staying out late at night. Stay home with your wife and your family and sit by a fireside bright. Irene, good night, Irene. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dream. Stop your rambling, stop your gambling. Stop staying out late at night. Stay home with your wife and your family and sit by a fireside bright. Irene, good night, Irene. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dream. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dream.
In the merry month of June, from me home I started, left the girls at home, severely broken hearted, saluted father dear, kissed me darling mother, drank a pint of beer, me grief and tears to smother, off to reap the corn, leave where I was born, cut to stout like torn to banish close, and gobbles a brand new pair of brogues, rattling o'er the box, frightening all the dogs on the rocky road to Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hunt the hare and turn her down the rocky road, and all the ways to Dublin, Whack-a-lally-ra.
In Mullingar that night I rested limbs so weary, started by daylight next morning bright, nearly took a drop of the pure to keep me heart from sinking. That's the paddy's cure whenever he's on for drinking.
Hear the lassie smile, laughing all the while at me curious style would set your heart a bubbling. They asked if I was hired, wages I required. I was almost hired of the rocky road to Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hunt the hare and turn her down the rocky road, and all the way to Dublin, Whack-a-lally-ra.
In Dublin next arrived, I thought it such a pity to be so soon deprived of you in that fair city. Then I took a stroll all among the quality bundle it was stolen in the neat locality.
When I looked behind, something crossed me mind. No bundle could I find upon me stake a wobbling. I went after the road, they said me Connacht Road wasn't much in vogue on the rocky road to Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hunt the hare and turn her down the rocky road, and all the ways to Dublin, Whack-a-lally-ra. From there I got away, me spirits never failing, landed on the quay. As the ship was sailing, captain at me roared, said that Norum had he. When I jumped aboard, a cabin found for Paddy. Down among the pigs, played some jolly jigs, saw some sturdy rigs, the water out me bubbling. Went to Holyhead, wished myself was dead, better far instead on the rocky road to Dublin. 1, 2, 5. Hunt the hare and turn her down the rocky road, and all the way to Dublin, Macfallaldy.
The boys of Liverpool, when I safely landed, called myself a fool. I could no longer stand it, blood began to boil. Temper I was losing, poor out there inside. They began abusing.
Harami boys says I Shillelagh Island fly. Galway boys were nigh and saw he was a hobbit. With a loud hooray, they joined in the foray, helped me clear the way for the rocky road to Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hunt the hare and turn her down the rocky road, and all the way to Dublin and Macfallaldy.
There's one fair county in Ireland with memories so glorious and grand, where nature has lavished its bounty. It's the orchard of Erin's green land. I love its cathedral and cities, once founded by Patrick so true, and it bears in the heart of its bosom the ashes of Brian Boru. It's my own Irish home, far across the foam. Although I've often left it in foreign lands to roam, no matter where I wander, through cities near or far, sure my heart is at home in Old Ireland, in the county of Armagh. I travelled a part of the county, through Newtown, Fort Hill, Crossmaglen, around by the gap of Mount Norris, and home by Blackwater again, where the girls are so gay and so hearty, none fairer in Erin go broad. Oh, but where are the boys that can court them, like the boys from the county Armagh? It's my own Irish home, far across the foam. Although I've often left it in foreign lands to roam, no matter where I wander, through cities near or far, sure my heart is at home in Old Ireland, in the county of Armagh.
the window, that big old moon is shining down. Tell me now, don't it remind you of the blanket on the ground? Remember back when love was found us, and we go slipping out of town, and we'd love beneath the moonlight on a blanket on the ground. I'll get the blanket from the bedroom, and we'll go walking once again to that spot down by the river where our sweet love first began. Just because we're married don't mean we can't stick around. So let's walk out through the moonlight and lay the blanket on the ground. Oh, remember how excited we used to get when love was young. That old moon was our best buddy. We couldn't wait for night to come. Now you know you still excite me. I know you love me like I am. So once more I wish you'd love me on a blanket on the ground. I'll get the blanket from the bedroom, and we'll go walking once again to that spot down by the river where our sweet love first began. Just because we're married don't mean we can't stick around. So let's walk out through the moonlight and lay the blanket on the ground. So let's walk out through the moonlight and lay the blanket on the ground. So let's walk out through the moonlight and lay the blanket on the ground. So let's walk out